are we able to show how much of every dollar raised goes directly to programming versus administrative? Looking for something mind-blowing to be able to share with our donors. All right, awesome. So I'm so glad you wrote this. The answer is yes, and when a lot of setup work and ongoing work goes into it, you can make this happen in like 5 clicks. And you can make this happen in QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, Xero. You can make it happen in all of those. So first, I'm going to tell you what has to be done in order to make that possible. The field that you need to use in Xero is called a tracking category, and in QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online is called class. And what you might want to consider is using this field to mark every single expense with either support or administrative, if you call it administrative, fundraising, or programs. And the cool thing is that you can also create subclasses or subcategories if you need for particular fundraising events or particular programs, and then you can actually run a profit and loss or an income statement, let's say filtered to show just that program or just that fundraising. How did we do? And if you're interested in that type of approach, you can also tag every single income transaction as well. So what you do once you tag all of your transactions with these tags, you can run a report. In Xero, it's called income statement. In QuickBooks, it's called profit and loss. You run a report for your given time period. Now, what precisely to click on here depends on what system you're using. In QuickBooks Desktop, for example, you can click Customize Report and check off a box that says percent income. That has the answer to the question because you can run this report, click off percent income, and see the percent of income that every class of expense calculates to. Now, let me take a quick step back. Although the report that you want to create is based on a profit and loss, it's not actually the profit and loss necessarily that you want to run. You can run a profit and loss by class, export to Excel, have a little formula that says, hey, fundraising is X% of income, programs are X% of income, or X% of expenses. If you think that's more powerful to show your donors how much of if you don't have a zero-based budget or a zero-based actual, you can also show percent of expenses. Another thing that you can do in the QuickBooks Desktop environment is run a custom summary report. Who cares about the income accounts? Who cares about the expense accounts? You can run a custom summary report to show your classes along the left side and run a filter to only show, let's say, expense accounts. Click Customize Report, click Percent Total, and boom, in just a few clicks, you have fundraising, administrative, and programs, just total expenses for the period, and a percent of total expenses. Similarly, in Xero, you can run an income statement, have the side-by-side tracking categories of the income statement for every tracking category, export to Excel, add a formula, say total fundraising out of the total expenses or the total income, total programming, and total administrative. So that's some powerful information that you can share. Again, this type of thing is laborious without the use of those tracking categories or classes. So definitely I would recommend setting that up. And the cool thing about Xero is you actually have 2 tracking category fields. So if you want to use one tracking category to show your support versus admin support versus programming versus fundraising, and you can have a second tracking category for other things that are relevant to your not-for-profit organization. Maybe you have different locations. Maybe you have different states. And if you tag all of your transactions using that tracking category, you can get amazing information, and then you can fulfill upon getting that wow moment, getting that moment of clarity when you run your income statement to see what's going on in the organization.